Let's go.
All right.
See you, man. All right, so the big unit starts off. Ice is 2 central servers and is stuck with NAPD and Future Perfect in hand. As you can see, we've got a Merlin here. That's gonna mean Grail RP, obviously. So face checking can be super dangerous. It doesn't matter which breakers you have. If Leela has only got 1 corroder, that could be really bad news if he face checks the wrong ice.
He certainly can.
He starts off great with KD Jones. That's exactly what you want against RP. You're most of the time you're gonna have to play a long game, and KD Jones is one of the only cards that can really effectively fund you throughout the whole time. And whoa, the big unit draws an extra card and sees 2 agendas: Nisei Mark II and Philotic Entanglement, which she just shoves immediately down on the table. I guess trying to mitigate flood. In one way to mitigate flood is obviously to just score the agendas, and he's going to try and sneak this one by here.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be successful. I think the Leela player's kind of up to something, or knows he's up to something, and if he gets this on his early click, popping that HQ ice could be rather deadly.
Well, he checked R&D. You think that's usually a Jackson or a mental health clinic, and he's got the 3 credits necessary to trash either of them. So this is probably going to be a surprise Philotic for him, but obviously he's going to happily take it.
Like I said, now he's most likely going to open up the HQ, and there could be something big, either a legwork or a account siphon to follow.
Oh, yeah, there's an account siphon in his hand. It's interesting because if he wants to run the siphon, and he is going to run it, he puts his KD Jones in a vulnerable position. And if you lose that KD Jones, I mean, I'm sure you guys all know, RP can come back from pretty much any game. And if you don't have KD Jones to help fund the runs through those taxing servers, it can get ugly really quick, even after landing that really important siphon.
And while you are right, RP definitely has the ability to come back. We are looking at our corporation being very upset with the situation, going down to only $2. If he spends it to trash the KD, he has nothing that he can protect himself, and we know he's got a whole handful of goodies for the corporation, for the runner to access.
Honestly, I think this is a pretty big mistake. I think you really have to trash the KD Jones and then cross your fingers. I don't see this game going well for him if the KD Jones is allowed to stay.
Yep.
All right.
And once again.
Oh, and man, he lets him in, and the Future Perfect on top of R&D.
Oh, Lord.
So and when you're in this position, you can just bet 0.
Yeah, you let him have it. You can't you can't spend any more money on this.
No, he just like literally just does nothing but run R&D this turn and take 0. You don't even need to remove the tags anymore. And
and that's a mistake. He's
betting one?
Yeah, betting 1 is a mistake.
You think so?
Absolutely.
This is a tough position to be here. Honestly, no matter what you bet, I think you're in really bad shape here. If you bet 1, he comes back. If you bet 0, he takes it and bounces HQ. Yeah, but he basically just paid $1 to lose the runner a click. I'm not sure that that's a good exchange right now with the economy.
It's not right. Yeah, normally it would be, but we're looking at a guy sitting on 1 credit, very upset. He's going to get another run on top, and if Leela wants to be really ballsy, he could try to poke into that HQ as well. So definitely volatile. We have another successful run, obviously, on R&D. Saying that R&D is empty, however, I believe that to be false.
Yeah, there's a bug with the Future Perfect where if you access the Future Perfect,
yep, it will it'll make it blank.
Yeah,
the card is so good that it actually makes it so that they can't even access R&D anymore.
Right, even if they do steal it, you're not allowed to access R&D. Right? All right, so PK is looking at the top 1 card of R&D. Another the Future Perfect.
And that's the game, folks. That's very unfortunate. Unless it's a bug, but I doubt it.
I'm not sure. It probably...
I would do a deck check, maybe?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the Future Perfect.
Yeah, wow. It's very unfortunate. I mean, that's with 9 agendas in the deck, you know, he's not going to be happy about what that looks like. Although once again, very interesting with the Philotic. Where do you think that card is coming in? Do you think that he's not playing NAPD possibly?
So he does have 3 future perfects. So that is a little bit strange. Does he have more than?
Little bit of Octagon technical difficulties. Do apologize about that. It seems like our players are actively sorting it out.
Yeah, so this is an issue we've run into before with the Future Perfect. People have been talking about this before the tournament. We're trying to find good workaround. It comes up really rarely. It only actually ever comes up if you access multiple the Future Perfects on R&D in the same turn. All right,
He's
so
going to pay the 1, but we still have a click left.
yep, 1 click
Should
left.
not matter.
And probably he's just going to keep vamping, right?
Yeah.
So he's 50-50 to just win the game right now. Assuming he randomizes. Or he could just bet 0 and make the corp go broke. All right, so that's going to be the game.
Wow, very unfortunate.
Yeah, very unfortunate for the RP player. Like I said, I mean, if Leela can steal that agenda early and then get into the con siphon, you can just win the game no matter what anyway. And that's just how Leela works.
It is. And the ice wasn't favorable early on either. You saw him get really big pieces of ice. I think 2 wall of thorns or 1, and obviously the now at this point hidden fact that he was running the Grail. So
yeah, all right.
He's just looking through the deck, making sure. Definitely was right. I don't know what's happening. So
What is
reset.
PeekaySK doing? He accessed all the cards. Okay. All right. Well, we're not going to have to deal with this one again because we're going to see HB Fast Advance, and there's no future perfects allowed in HB Fast Advance.
Thank God. Well, it would be that. If HB could get the future perfect, it would be horrendous. But in the Fast Advance, not so terrible. A little bit of tongue-in-cheek from PeekaySK there.
Yeah, a little bit. Better than Andy? I don't know about that.
I mean, it certainly is. I mean, the one thing when you play Andy a lot, that you have, and we've all been there playing Andy for months on end, it is nice to finally have like an active ability that happens during the game.
Yeah.
It feels really rewarding.
It does. It makes the corp in the games where the ability is actually interesting. It makes the corp do things differently, play different than their own style. You might have to like install advance your 5/3 and then not score it the next turn because you might get screwed by the bounce.
Alrighty then.
All right, so here we see Siphon Max. You might know it as the bad Max deck. That's what I know it as. I know Chase wouldn't be happy to hear that, but and it's not a bad deck. Honestly, it's a really good deck. Both Max builds are incredibly potent. When you just draw a free card a turn, you thought Andy was good, Jason. Wait till you draw 14 free cards a game instead of 4.
I know, it's quite impressive. It's such a good feeling, especially when you wake up turn 1, you got those 6. You're like, man, that's right.
Yeah,
it feels so good on Octagon too because it just kind of happens.
Yeah, I like that it just happens on Octagon. Although I really like it in real life as well, just like flipping over cards, being like, look what I got. Look at my deck. Flip over cards.
In true Anarch fashion, I like to really make them ugly and spray them out.
Max has got a pretty good starting hand, which has good economy. PK is actually thinking and keeping this 3 agenda hand. What?
This is ballsy. Yeah,
He must have some sort of plan, right?
I mean, he might be feeling good that he has 2 pieces of ice that are definitely going to end the run. Knowing the breaker suite that they may or may not have, if he doesn't get it up online fast enough, he might feel good about it. But especially looking at what the big unit has in his hand, it definitely could be dangerous.
I'm going to go right ahead and call this crazy.
Yeah, I mean, especially when you think you could draw into potential cards like money, but obviously just so many other good pieces of ice and things. HB it's not that flood heavy. Like it's a 10 agenda deck, maybe 11 or 12 depending. Right. But it's not thick. It's not thick in agendas. So keeping 3 is very ballsy.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, he's only playing 11 agendas. He doesn't need to be keeping these 3 cards. Max goes ahead and takes a first turn day job, which is, freeing up a little bit of pressure. And with 2 ice off at the top of the deck, I mean,
You gotta feel good about that.
Yeah, definitely. That's great news. So PK's going to set up a remote server with a wall of static and draw a card. He finds a biotic labor and then just take a credit. So he wasn't planning on rushing out any agendas apparently.
Which is weird because I think that he had the great opportunity. Obviously, we have the fortune of knowing what's going on for the runner, but I mean, it's Max turn 1 day job. It literally hasn't had a turn yet. What are they going to play that's going to get them into that remote?
Yeah, I don't know. It's a good question. Knight is probably the most common thing. Max goes for an inject and now is sitting with 9 cards in his hand and 3 clicks left. Obviously, this Plascrete isn't going to do very much.
So it's really like an 8-card hand.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it could be dead coats. People have brought dead coats to this tournament. Maybe the Plascrete. Some people that are more careful than I would like to keep it in their hand. I often cut Plascrete from decks just because I find myself always discarding it.
Get the Hades shard out as well.
Yeah, and pitch Plascrete.
Which is what we estimated.
Sure. So I think it's like sort of interesting the decision whether or not to put in the free Hades shard when you're playing this deck, because a lot of the time, you're going and siphoning and then they can just kill it.
Yep. Yeah, no, I think it's a bad idea. I like to just hard cast it and rip all the cards off the deck. $7 isn't a lot for this to have. And let's note, too, he does draw into another agenda. So 4 agendas off of his first draw. And does rip an Ash, though, as well. So very well-protected server over there for the...
Yeah, that's pretty good. Did you see what agenda did he put there? Was it a beta tester or Vitruvius or what?
I believe it was a beta test they drew off the top.
Okay. Oh, did a clot just get milled?
I do believe so. Let's see here. Yep, right there on top. Definitely interesting. I mean, Dan, you've been viewing the games today. Have we seen this be an impact card at all today?
What, clot?
Yeah.
Not in our streams. We've... Yeah, actually, no, not in our streams. We haven't seen... This is, I think, the first time we've actually seen a copy of clot. I wasn't broadcasting for all of them, but I think this is the first copy. And this isn't a deck that it's particularly great in. Usually you're trying to deny them the econ to be able to fast advance in the first place anyway, and despite the fact that you do have Deja Vu for recursion, being able to instant speed recur clot is a lot better than being able to slow recur clot.
Yeah, and while a really unfortunate situation too for the runner, he's got 2 retrieval runs in his hands, and clot being the only program in his heap, he would love to see something that he could get out while this is an open server. If our runner is wise, or if our corporation is wise, he's gonna clog that up.
Clog up archives, you mean?
Yeah, especially after he pitches a retrieval run here. So now he knows. I mean, obviously, you imagine that's in the deck, but
right.
It's now in their head. They remember that.
So I know what I'm doing if I'm the corp here, and it's running a beta test.
Yeah, absolutely. Go for it.
You've got 4 agendas already drawn, so you've only got 7 left, and he does run it.
I like it. Let's see.
Yeah. He's running it, and he's got
Heimdall 1.
Heimdall 1. Okay, well, that's a great piece of ice to get for free. And honestly, I'd be happy to give up an agenda to res that for free on R&D against the Keyhole deck.
Yeah, and it looks like he will be giving up an agenda for that.
Did you take a peek?
I did take a peek.
All right, so it's 1 agenda in there. Is it
1 agenda and an Adonis campaign?
Okay, what was the agenda?
Beta test.
Okay.
So all the beta tests are out of the deck now.
Got it. Yeah, definitely a worthwhile trade, I think, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I think so. I mean, that is a monster card. Rocking 7 credits if you want to ignore the brain damage for a Keyhole, much less an additional. Most likely, I think that he probably put the Lotus Field there too. Or maybe put the Lotus Field. I would actually.
No, I think the Lotus Field's HQ. Lotus Field HQ, Architect R&D.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so he's going to go. Still no Eater, so these siphons aren't doing anything yet. Oh, I spoke too soon. There's the Eater. I would not be surprised to see Eater siphon right now.
Part 1 of our mystery program is the Eater.
Yeah.
Part 2. But you are right, though. I mean, I guess PeekaySK doesn't have too many credits, so it's not. How many plays are liberated?
Yeah, this is fine too. So the thing is like you sort of know that whatever's in that remote is either Ash or Sansan, and since he's only on 5 credits and he's got a piece of ice on HQ, it's unlikely that you're actually stealing any money off this siphon. The best case scenario is you get him to res a bunch of useless shit and take an access. Although it's unlikely you get the access because you probably have to break with Eater. It's almost
That is true.
It's almost just like a forged activation orders for HQ.
Yeah. But now he does have, I mean, even with the Eater out, he says, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and toss some stuff down. Is this going to go over HQ? No, it's going to go over Archives. Interesting.
Okay, so Siphon's going to probably come down this turn, I would think. PK's on 7 credits. He can res Lotus Field Ash and then have 0 credits to steal from Siphon, but it'll keep him from being able to score the beta test.
And we see a big card here that we know that he's going to want to get in the yard as fast as possible. Femme Fatale drawn for the runner. Very helpful.
That'll be
for that Heimdall later.
Very good to get in the discard. It'd be a much cheaper way of dealing with Heimdall than Eatering it.
Indeed.
All right, so Lotus Field gets rezzed on HQ. The Corp is now down to 2 credits.
Login rejected.
And yep, it's just the Forge activation siphon. That'll be it.
But with the resources he has out, not worth taking the money, and then he doesn't want to risk poking around, knowing that he played most likely another agenda face down.
Yeah, I would think so. Although, if it could easily be an Eve or Adonis or Sansan even.
It could be. It would be excellent if it was.
Another agenda off the top for HB. It looks like it might be time to start Jackson drawing. I don't know. It's a tricky position to be in here. You definitely don't want to, let your HQ be wide open to like stuff like Wanton Destruction.
Yeah. And especially, he's looking across the table and he sees the same old thing. So he knows the siphon is live one way or another.
Yep.
Big unit having 18 credits. So this is going to be an option for him whenever he wants. Very frustrating.
Yeah.
This is when you're like, man, if I had a Nisei, I'd feel a lot better. Says we're getting a little bit of lag here, but
yeah. So what does he get? What are his options? He Jackson draw 2. He can just naked install another Jackson if he wants. He doesn't want to go up too high on credits because he's going to get siphoned again. But if this turn is Wanton Destruction, well, I guess it wouldn't be that bad because you've got Jacksons in play. Jacksons are going to be able to rescue the Wantons. And the beta test is primed to score with 2 Jacksons sitting out. So if the big unit doesn't,
take this money or make him spend it.
He needs to go in and take the money. At least force the Ash res. Otherwise, he could be in for a lot of beta test hurt. If you thought
to be fair, he does have the Hades shard out if he really wanted to crack it and then get back at it.
You actually don't have the opportunity. As long as PK uses the Jackson right after the beta test, there will be no opportunity to use Hades shard.
I thought the priority was on the runner as it is the runner's turn.
So if he runs the beta test, I'm saying.
Yeah, for the beta test, yeah, but not for the Wanton.
Oh, correct.
So
it doesn't really matter because both Jacksons are getting
outgone.
Yeah, these
rejected.
Yeah, it was a little bit hopeful, I think, to leave those 2 Jacksons out naked. Although the upside for that play was really high, so it's hard to fault him for making it.
But pretty wicked, especially if he ends up just hitting the jackpot and they all live.
Yeah, exactly.
Doesn't use any of them.
All right, so Jackson, Howard, Adonis, Ash get shoveled in. That's basically just the whole heap. Leaves him somewhat vulnerable to keyholing, but...
Let's talk about how miserable the corporation's hand is right now. He has 4 agendas, 2 Vitruvius, 1 NAPD, and a little pet project as well.
Yeah, it's not great. He's got 1 agenda scored.
Let's be fair, though. Inside that R&D is like how many agendas? Because we've got 2 scored, 1 on the board, and 4 in the hand. So you most likely have 5 left.
So 5 and 34 right now. So the beta tests are still great to run.
Yep.
Really important thing to do when you decide on whether you're going to run your beta test is look at your agenda composition that's left in R&D. All right, Corp's starting the turn with 3 credits, so if he wants to, he can go ahead and score. Architect off the top, that's 1 less ice for the beta test, but when you're on this few credits, I think you just run it.
Yeah, I think you run it. It's going to save you in one way or another. You're just going to get siphoned if you gain money in any way.
Oh, nope, it appears not.
Wow, that is ballsy, especially because he goes down a credit to play that.
I can't fault this play either. I mean, so the way you got to beat this deck is tax them out, I think, most of the time. And it's hard to tax them out if they can get in for account safe and profit on HQ. Adding that architect is going to make HQ cost 6 total. Oh, and here's Wanton. Okay.
God, this is miserable. This is going to be everything and anything. Only costs $6 to get in.
If he trashes 3 cards, it's the game like half the time. I mean, he's got all 3 clicks left, right? Yeah. So he's going to trash 3 cards. If all 3 are agendas and he pops the Hades shard, then that's the game on the spot.
Yep.
And there's only 1 Jackson left in the whole deck, so it's not likely that he's going to be able to top deck out of it.
He shuffled a Jackson in. He didn't use one of them.
Oh, that's true.
Okay, so he gets 2 agendas, but they are 2 2-pointers, and they are 2 free 2-pointers.
Yep. Okay, so not the worst. He doesn't pop the Hades shard, though.
Yeah, it's kind of... I think it's greedy. I mean, with so many Deja Vus in your deck, it might be... I mean, it's up to you, I suppose. He's got no money. You've got to feel good about being able to get in archives.
Yeah, definitely. I'm surprised PK didn't draw. I mean,
me too. I would have looked for a Jackson.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're in pretty terrible shape if you can't. At least one time. You can draw 1 time and still fire off hedge fund the next turn.
Interesting. Let's look back in the big unit's hand here. Nothing too impressive. He does have an inject, however.
He doesn't really need anything else.
Sure, but if he actually wanted to go try to put pressure on this remote, because he knows it's most likely. I mean, it's most likely an agenda. It could have been something to siphon protect, like an Adonis campaign, to be able to res it, but
I don't think it's fair to say that it's probably an agenda. I think it could be literally everything. That's I think the biggest strength of HB Fast Advance right now is you can build a reasonably taxing server. You can, you've got your ID ability pad campaign going at all times, and you can just shove everything into a remote server, agendas, upgrades, assets, and the runner has no good way of knowing what it is most of the time. And I think this is one of those cases where the runner doesn't know what it is.
Yeah, but with something like I'm saying, what I was saying is you look for a knight, you look for a parasite, which is what he ended up finding and putting there. You put a lot of pressure on a very low credit corporation to actually make you have to pay money to get in there or do something.
Yeah, it's true. He's also got the Fems, so if you have a retrieval, you could same old retrieval run Fem and then go run that.
Once again, 2 same old things on board. But now he does have cash.
He does. And he's going to put another piece of ice on R&D. That's a pretty expensive proposition. He does have the whole win in his hand if he can manage somehow to score it out.
It's crazy. To me, it's actually crazy.
What, putting ice on R&D?
No. Like this situation, I feel like the runner really let off the gas. Why would you run a Wanton Destruction and not want to go check it? I mean, I know you don't want that piece of ice to get rezzed, but he had the tools to get in there with a siphon when he had 7 credits.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I mean, he's going to come in there eventually. The question is whether Pika can find a Jackson first.
But he knows for a fact that he had to trash 1 manually, and he only saw 1 other. So he knows there's 2 in the deck.
Right.
You're giving him time. It's
true. Yeah, you don't want to give him this much time. At the very least, you should check archives.
I don't know what the point of playing Wanton Destruction is if you don't really want the cards.
Well, I mean, it's hard to question him right now. He's in a great position. And I haven't seen anything that was really egregious that he did. Right now,
I'm just saying it's really casual, and our corporation did already prove that he's willing to beta test without a Jackson on field.
And look at that. That's a full value siphon right there. And PK just had no way of stopping it. That's why, I mean, the R&D Eli, if you're going to put it anywhere, you can put it on HQ and potentially tax him out or something. I don't know.
Especially
really, if I was him, I would have just scored that beta test. Just so that way I didn't have siphon money, if nothing else.
I agree. And there's nothing he could have done about it. Nothing he could have rezzed that would have put him into a negative position without giving away too much information as well.
Yeah. I mean, he wanted to fire off that hedge fund really badly, but it bit him in the ass here. I don't think he thought it through, to be honest. A lot of the time against siphon decks, your best weapon is staying poor. And going up to 9 credits with your hedge fund is just asking to get your money taken.
Yeah, without putting a piece over HQ, it certainly is.
Okay, but PK is actually left with an interesting. I mean, he could trash the shard or even the same old thing here. I guess he's not going to. Oh, he is. He's
He
going to
does?
trash the card.
Okay. Yep. He's left with 2.
And he's going to trash the same old thing. Okay.
There you go.
Well, the win isn't in archive, so I mean he can go and take the archives points and still not actually win the game.
Yeah,
Although,
you've got to check archives right now if you're the runner. The corpse on 0 credits. This is a very risky window.
yeah, there's another big problem with this play, and that's that the parasite is going to kill the wall static the next turn, and he has no credits to score the beta test, which means that it's just going to be naked.
Yep. I really like the option to score the beta test there instead of doing what he did.
Hmm.
Best case
Yeah,
scenario, the Max spends 4 credits and 2 clicks getting rid of those tags, and the Max player doesn't want to do that.
No, they don't.
Especially if you don't show the willingness to trash the resources, he might just let it go.
Yeah, if you just follow the beta test there, you at least have a shot. I think right now he's really on the back foot. 0 credits, not a lot of ways to make it any better for him. The big unit, I'm sorry, goes and checks the Eve campaign. I mean,
Probably let it.
when you're this far ahead, you just check everything, right?
Yep.
Maybe
Especially if it's open.
Maybe he doesn't know how far ahead he is, though.
Yeah, maybe he thinks. Yeah, he doesn't know that there's 4 points sitting in the dump.
Man, check archives, guys. How many
Especially
times?
if you play Wand Destruction for 3. What? He has no idea. He has no clue.
It's like you forgot.
That's insane.
What do you do here? You don't want to run Keyhole. It's like you're out of things to do as Max here, aren't you?
Yeah, you don't want to run as long as they have a couple of credits. You want to keep it. Well, no, but he has no credits. You run the freaking archives. This is what you've built your deck to do.
Yeah, you're right. It's not.
There's literally nothing in that could stop him except for a paper wall.
What is he worried? A pop-up window?
Which you could break and then go again.
If he's gonna play this, that's gonna be. Yeah, that's too much memory. He can't be playing that parasite.
Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah, he's out of memory. I mean, like that matters, right? You just wait for next turn, kill the pop-up window, or kill the wall static. Man, he's like sitting there, and there's like all this stuff to do. You can play the same old thing and run archives and discard whatever, and you're really in good shape here.
Yeah, PK is doing a little Texas two-step under his desk for not being just absolutely slammed right now.
Yeah, I guess
his board is developing.
Maybe you don't want to play the same old thing because you're afraid it's going to get trashed and you're not going to be able to levy, but you have the Deja, so kind of safe from that. And he goes ahead and draws his last card. That's not an uncommon play as Max if you count your deck and you know what you want, but still no archives check.
But what does he want? He has all the options in his deck. He should know that every one of his options are in his yard.
Yeah, you're right. He's even got a retrieval run for Fem again now.
Except for that would require him to run archive, something that he has not shown to do. But we'll see. I mean, you know what? At this point, he still is in the advantage. 0 credits for our corporation. PK hoping something good comes and
gets a biotic labor.
Okay, look.
He just trashed the beta test for the NAPD.
Yeah, I mean, if he's not going to run archives, why not? I don't know. Well, because you know he's going to get checked next turn, right? And he doesn't have the money to score it. So you might as well make him pay 4. I mean, he's obviously just, there's no good moves for him here. So it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, he's all out. That's why I think he needed to score that beta test is just, get something going.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's one of the best things about beta tests is the ability to, come back out of games where you're behind and then all of a sudden you're way ahead.
He runs the Heimdall out of thin air.
It was pretty good. Shut off the Eater keyhole. 0 keyhole successful runs. But
the one thing I'm going to blame the Corp for in this game too is he went for the greed play with the double Jacksons. He could have filtered his hand out, gotten his agendas out of the game, and then moved on. Tried to play a game, but he didn't. I
think honestly the biggest mistake in this game was the keep.
Turn 0, right?
Yeah,
3 agendas, no money.
I just don't understand that one.
And it wasn't like he had 3 credits worth of ice. He had 8 credits worth of ice. He couldn't even possibly res both if he wanted to.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of doing things slow, especially in this matchup. I've won plenty of games in this exact matchup where all you need to do is like, get an Eve campaign going and then
Yep.
set up huge taxes on the central servers, Jackson away your agendas, and then eventually, get a daily business show or something going and just fast events to win.
Yeah, and I understand the feeling to want to keep two pieces of ice that are going to end the run. Like I get that. Example, like I played Mr. Kenji the other day at our store champs, and I mulligan looking for something, and I didn't find it, and I just got absolutely obliterated by the same deck, the Siphon deck. But you still have to be intelligent about it, and you have to take the risk.
So Kenji's playing Max Siphon these days?
He was at the last store champs.
Okay.
I think he got fourth.
The no Siphon Max has just been God mode for me.
Yeah, you said you liked it.
I think I went to 3 store champs with it, and I lost 0 matches.
It's not a bad record.
No, it's not. including a store champs where we had 5 of the top 16 players at Worlds playing.
It's pretty legit. This is painful to watch, though.
Yeah, Enigma Res, no money in the bank. That's still the NAPD there, right? So
login rejected.
He paid 1.
Why wouldn't you pay 1 to not ignore the click?
Oh, I think he's saying pay 1 to lose a click.
Okay.
Yeah,
I see. Then he said lose a click in a second sentence.
Right. So he did fire off the levy, which is going to give him plenty of time to not run archives some more.
Plenty of time to not run archives and win the game.
Yeah.
I want to see this Jackson draw. Here we go.
That's okay. We had a short game 1, and we set up this stream for everybody, and
he draws an NAPD.
Did he really?
Yes, he does.
We've seen a lot of agenda flood today on the side of the corp. It's been unfortunate. And picking bad feature matches is really the problem.
Yeah.
That
just happens. But I think that maybe in our first game it was a little bit harder to dodge. I do, as you mentioned, like multiple times, we could have had a new way to play this HP deck. You didn't have to keep 3 agendas.
Right.
So.
All right. So a lot of cards that don't really have anything going on for the runner. I mean, the best card in the hand is probably Day Job, maybe the Siphon. But yeah, he just doesn't have a lot to do. He does set up his Grimoire. That'll allow him to play another Parasite, or get his Femin to play if that ever comes up. Another new remote for the runner. Still not going for scoring. Ooh. That is not good. Oh my god, not again. Oh my god. Sorry guys. We're having another issue with the stream. Can we kick him? I don't think we can, Dean. How would we kick him? If we kick cancel, it just ends the game, right?
Yeah.
And it looks like he's just gone. Like, he's not online at all. Oh my god. Dean, can you put up like a "we'll be right back"?
Yep. Okay, I think everything's online.
All right, guys, we're back. Sorry about another Octagon disconnect problem. Yeah, we lost Jason. We're gonna continue with Dean. Once again, the backup guy. So we're gonna move on to this game. Dean, you've been watching this game the whole time.
I have been watching the entire time.
What do you think about it?
Really risky hold on the hand and not mulliganing, and just really ballsy moves from PK so far. Like, if I had to give like an award for Balls of Steel award for this tournament, it got to be PK because he's sitting with what he's potentially got the loss right now in archives.
Oh yeah, I know. He actually installed over the ABT to put the loss in archives,
Yeah.
which to me looks like you're installing over an agenda with something.
Yeah.
Although, if you are the big unit, I would suspect Jackson Howard. I'm not really sure. He has a daily business show going, which is going to help him find Jackson Howard, which is really going to be the key to keeping him in this game, if it's even possible.
Yeah, that's just until if he wisens up to check the archives, but so far he's not even looking at doing that. He's just looking about setting up his side. I don't know if he's concerned about the long game here or what his really big concerns are overall, but
Yeah, I'm not really sure. So we have in the remote, for those of you who are just joining us, in the remote is Ash and NAPD Contract. We've got 3 agendas in the bin. I think 2 Vitruvius and a beta test. Eve campaign sitting on the board. And I'm not sure about all of the ice. The big unit, he's sort of in an awkward position in some sense. He doesn't have a lot to do with his time. He doesn't want to be paying to break this Heimdall. The most obvious thing to do would be to check archives for me, but he doesn't seem to want to do it. Maybe he's trying to... I don't know. At first, I thought he was trying to keep the corp on 0 credits while he ran archives, so that way no ice would be res there, which could keep him out in the long term. But there was a point where the corp was on 0 credits, and he still didn't check.
yeah.
He finds a liberated account, and he's just going to keep this. He's going to keep this remote locked. Pretty reasonable.
Yeah, I mean, Liberate right now, installing it right on turn 3 or 4, it's not going to do anything because, I mean, it could potentially get trash out because Max is tagged. So you probably don't want to leave it out, and so far with the way PK's been playing, he has been trashing him. But I don't know. I don't know what PK does here. He's in a very awkward situation right now, to say the least.
Yeah, he drew a card. He found Biotic Labor. I mean, he could just like go ahead, Biotic Labor, and score this NAPD off the table or something. Oh no, he's not up for that. He could Biotic Labor and score an agenda. He finds a Sansan, and he's just going to stick that. Whoa. Is he trashing another NAPD to install the Sansan?
Jesus, Murphy, what is he? Just crazy.
So for those of you who are keeping a excuse me, a running tally, that's 8 points in archives.
Okay, looks like Jason's back. I'm gonna add him back to the call.
He can't get back in the game.
Oh yeah, but he can't get back in the game. That's right.
Yeah, so we'll bring back Jason for next round.
We'll bring him back next round. Yep.
I think having 5 people in an Octagon game is giving us a lot of trouble.
Well, for him, it's actually he had a power flickering at his place.
Oh yeah, he seemed to have lost internet. He wasn't responsive on Skype. All right, so Enigma down, and the big unit is going to go check the Sansan Ash server. This is not the kind of shell game you're used to in Netrunner, but it's a different kind of shell game. You put an agenda in your remote server, and then you can't score it, you can't protect it, so you just trash it.
Yeah.
And suddenly, it's nothing but a Sansan. And he's going to res the Ash, trying to, I guess, tax out Max here. He can get Max to, like, spend 3 credits and then trash the Ash and then come back in. He is going to trash the Ash and come back in, find nothing but a Sansan. Essentially, this is a play just to trade credits, trying to, claw back up from the economic doldrums. What's the strength on Heimdall 1? Is it 6? It is 6. So next turn, Heimdall 1's going down.
Yeah.
Unless PK decides to purge virus counters here, obviously.
Which do you think? You in that situation, would you purge?
I think so. I mean, if the runner like starts going keyhole on you, he's certainly going to start checking archives sooner or later. Also, it leaves your Jackson Howards vulnerable to keyhole. Aside from agendas, Jackson Howard's usually the biggest target. And the last thing you can afford right now is to lose a Jackson Howard, I feel like. One interesting thing that could come up is if you draw the Jackson Howard, do you purge? Then it becomes a lot closer. I think if you draw Jackson Howard, you have to think about it. If you don't, I think it's pretty much an auto purge.
So the big unit's debating right now as to
Whether you trash the Sansan? No, I think it looked like you didn't. Yeah.
So the nice thing here is PK does have Biotic, and he could get a Director Haas pet project later on if he so chooses.
Yeah, I love firing off that agenda. It's definitely one of my favorites.
It's pretty awesome.
And he just takes 2 credits. What is he so afraid of about archives? Oh my god, and the Jackson Howard's here! The game
Oh my god, the game is saved.
The game is saved.
Our Lord and Savior Jackson Howard.
Now, here's the question. No, he's not purged.
No, there's
So you know what you can do here? You can biotic labor in the purge. And it's actually almost great. Like, I would really think about making that play.
Yeah, because I mean, you keep your ice, which is a value of what? That's value of 8 or 11?
Yeah.
That's
8.
a big value.
It's already rezzed. It's hugely taxing. It's ready to go. And Keyhole's staring it down.
Yeah, this is when Keyhole starts. Oh no, never mind. He wants to throw down the liberated accounts. Guess he wants some more money.
Yep. You sort of have to do that all in one turn when you're floating the tags.
Yeah, for sure. It's all going to be dished out from this point.
Yep, gets himself back up to 12 credits. Really important when you're playing Anarchs with liberated accounts that you keep yourself. You need enough money to play your liberated account. That's my point.
Yeah. Totally.
I guess Day Job makes it a little bit easier. Day Job is sort of like the new Armage code busting. Is the way I sort of think
Look
about
at
it.
that. You got another Jackson.
Another Jackson? Oh my god, all of the archives agendas are saved.
Wow. Now we got a real game.
And now the big unit is gonna.
We gotta give him an award for this. I don't know if you guys got like forum badges.
He's gonna really be kicking himself if he ever gets around to watching this game. And what is this? And the Ash gets installed on archives. Whoa!
Oh my gosh, really?
Well, do you know whether the Hades shard is milled? Let's take a look.
Yeah, it's milled out. So is the Utopia.
I think the Utopia was actually discarded. Yep, and it's time to start running Keyhole, I guess. There's an Eli. And wow, all of a sudden, is PK winning this game?
He's in a good position, actually, because Max, looking from it, only has 1 levy, and she's going to run out of steam soon. She has 1 siphon, 2 siphon, with a deja vu, but then after that, I mean...
The siphon's only gaining her 4 credits.
Yeah. All the siphon is doing is just helping her delay the game.
Alright, so this is an Architect. I think you res this one too, right?
I mean, you're at 7 credits, you can go down to 3.
3's no big.
It's just that he has 2 Jacksons, though. I don't know. Oh, okay, I guess he's going to do it.
Yeah, just do it. You gotta dax him out of the game at this point.
Yep, just waste all the time as you can.
Alright, so 4 agendas in the discard, 2 scored, 3 in hand. There's only 1 left, and no Jacksons. These Keyhole runs are gonna do nothing. Even if he does manage to find the agenda, he just Jacksons it back before he can get it. With the Hades shard in the discard, you don't run the risk of him just dropping it out of his hand at any point.
Yeah.
If he does want to play Hades shard to get an archive, he's going to need a deja vu at first, which is going to give the Corp a window to use Jackson.
So I was going to throw away Eli.
Yeah.
Gonna move some tax out.
Yeah. Last thing you want to see is another Eli on R&D before you get any more worthless keyhole runs in, right?
Yeah, that's pretty gross. The double Eli and R&D to fight back the keyhole.
Yeah, you sort of need a knife to deal with that. I was actually thinking if the runner came into a knife at any point while that Heimdall was out before the parasite came down,
Mm-hmm.
he could have actually clicked all the way through that Heimdall to blow it up. That would have been a pretty sweet knife.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure that he's playing it, but it's a really good card.
So I'm just looking at the chat. Look at the delay. It's kind of hilarious. It's
We're flipping out. Did we just go dead in real life?
it's just like X Soros Rosser is like, this is one of those fights where both people vomit during it. Oh my god, this is too much. I like this has really been an unorthodox game. Like, it's not the kind of stuff you can expect on both players.
No,
Okay.
definitely not.
So now it's gonna finally check the archives.
There's a wall of static that'll keep him out.
Login rejected.
And throw out the parasite.
Yeah, that's a great move. Did he target the wrong ice there?
Wants to play before the end of turn? What do you want to play?
Oh, I didn't.
What you trying to do, Dan? Confusing players.
I don't know.
First
I
you
must
ruined
have-
Kalimsha, now you're trying to sabotage this game.
I know.
Oh, stream title still says LCQ'd. Oh, so that means... Oh. Nationals qualifier. Gotta tell... Good for Anthony to remove that.
Did I? Okay, I didn't break it. Okay, so PK, starts his turn, finds a piece of. Oh no, he finds a sand. He's going to ice up over his other sand. I guess his long-term plan is going to be to res ice, protecting a sand city grid. Hopefully that Max won't be able to get past. And then he can just ride that one sand to victory pretty much all the way.
Yeah, because eventually once he gets that Jackson, fill him his R&D back with agendas. As long as he can protect that remote so that the Max can get in, then he just starts cycling agenda over and over again. And it's almost like an Astro Train.
A little bit. Yeah, the sand that you can't res. Whoa, so that's the last agenda right off the top of the deck.
Okay.
And he's going to install the other sand now. And stick with 4 agendas in hand, 2 Jackson Howards in play. That means that there's actually no agendas left in R&D. So until the runner manages to either touch a Jackson or archives, the keyhole runs aren't going to do much. And I think Max is just going to, take credits here. He found a liberated accounts, which is going to help him, keep from running out of steam post day job. So he could take this turn and just go liberated, and that would be fine. And I think that's what I would do. But you're in a race situation now, and Max is really far behind.
Yeah. So what was his ice on the outside of the server? This Jackson sand sensor?
I don't actually remember. It was quite a while ago that ice was placed.
Because PK is in a tough scenario too. 'Cause he really needs money.
I don't think PK's in a tough scenario at all. I think he's doing fine here. In fact, I'd put him at like
Login
80-90% to win this game.
I think definitely he's geared up well for like the placement and everything, but just more so in the fact that he needs money, and it's just all these runs are just taxing him well enough so that he can stay off the money. But
Yep.
I mean, if we look at archives again, all I'm seeing is just one hedge fund there, so he should be bursting soon enough.
Well, the interesting thing about this deck is all you have for burst econ is the 3 hedge funds. Your econ looks like 3 hedge fund, usually like 2 or 3 Eve campaign and 3 Adonis campaign, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, he's not going to be like green level clearancing up or anything like that. He's probably just got hedge fund.
Login rejected.
This deck leans very hard on, engineering the futures, core ability, free pad campaign. It's more money than, any other ID can generate for the most part. At least on the corp side. So despite the trend away from HB towards Kentucky RP, towards Near Earth Hub, and now back again, HB still gaining a lot of free credits for that core ability, and plenty of great infection ice too between Architect and Eli. You know. So what's this?
So he's doing a retrieval run, and I think he's gonna pull out the Fem and probably Fem the Lotus Field so he can get in that server.
Oh, you think he's gonna go after the Lotus Field server?
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
You could also do it on Archives, which would help him actually access the cards in Archives, which he eventually needs to do, right?
That's true.
He is targeting the wall of static.
Oh, never mind. So he wants the.
Oh no, he moved. He was targeting it to break it.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's gonna go check that that remote. That remote is just Sansa and Jackson Howard. This will force the use of the Jackson Howard, but and it will also make it so the Sansa isn't safe forever.
Yeah.
Another interesting thing this does is once this Eli goes down, Fem will allow him to take pot shots on R&D without Keyhole. Usually won't make much of a difference, but if he's pretty much locked out of Archives just due to the nature of Eater, if he runs out of breakers or parasites or something like that, eventually it might come down to him using Fem to break Architect.
Mm-hmm.
Especially now that R&D is replenished with agendas.
So, we're going to see a shuffle with Jackson, doing the Jackson shuffle.
The Jackson shuffle, yeah. So probably 2 agendas going back into R&D here, and probably the hedge fund, right?
Mm-hmm. We do need money.
Although I'm not sure how badly you want to play hedge fund here.
Oh yeah, because of the fear of getting siphoned.
Right, yeah, you might just want to stay low. There is a 6 credit tax on HQ, so Siphon isn't going to give the runner that much money, but the last thing you want is to work really hard to get all the way up and then just lose it. Yeah, so it touches Sansa and City Grid. He already knows, I think, that there's another one on the table. So, really finds hedge fund. Wait, did he not shuffle in all the agendas?
He reworked Enigma, Eli, hedge fund.
Oh my god.
This man is so crazy. Well, I guess because he has the second Jackson. Oh, no, wait, he doesn't.
No, he doesn't. And he just pitched
Holy
MVP.
God.
Is the win still in Archives?
It's still in Archives, yeah. It totally is.
He had the opportunity to put it back. He's leaning really hard on his ability to, keep the runner from ever seeing Archives. There's another Fem in hand. That could get him in. Max is running low on cards, though. Maybe he's just leaning on the, the hope that Archives is safe here between Wall of Static and Ash. It's a weird position to be in, but this Eater Max deck,
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and it's the Chronos!
Oh my god. Are we going to see a Chronos this game?
I don't know. He just installed it.
Oh my god, this will be hilarious.
Too.
Oh my god, I cannot. I am interested for this turn. What is the decision?
What's going to go on here?
Well, see you draw a keyhole, which is useless, so who cares?
Let's do anything. Only 2 cards left in the deck, so if he doesn't spend his turn drawing cards, then, this is going to be what he has to work with.
Mm-hmm.
So the Chronos Project is sort of interesting here because there's only just this one Deja Vu, right? So even if you remove everything from the game, how good was that? It just prevented him from playing a Deja Vu.
Yep.
And not even really prevented fully because he could still use it to recur the 1 siphon he has left.
I guess overall, like, this Chronos Project won't do much because you're kind of already past the point. A lot of the stuff
Login rejected.
is
Whoa,
already out.
and the big unit jacks out to an Eli. He could have clicked through, right?
Yeah, he definitely could have clicked through.
Oh, he's got a Singularity.
Wow, okay.
I don't know about this. He could have just clicked through.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he forgot. Maybe he's just in Eater mode, and he forgot to access cards without... Yeah. He just can't stop thinking about food.
Hey, sometimes you gotta hit that buffet, man.
All right, so both of these cards go into the trash. I mean, Deja Vu for Hades Shard is good, right?
Mm-hmm.
And PK sitting with one NAPD in his hand, and I think 2 in the discard, along with 2 other
Login
agendas now.
rejected.
There are so many agendas in that archives.
I know. I was wrong, I guess, when I said that there were no agendas left in our... Oh my god. Another agenda.
Speaking of agendas.
He's going to just install this pet project now.
This is hilarious.
This is actually a pretty good play. So, working on the assumption that the runner ever does get into archives, which might be game, but, you know, let's say he gets into archives, but he can't steal any PD for whatever reason. If he does steal this agenda, this plus the Kronos project that just got trashed doesn't get the runner anywhere towards winning, because, you know, you got to win with an odd number of points. Also, if he scores this agenda, he can maybe make a server with another agenda in it. We'll see. PK's on 4 now. So what do? You can siphon. You could siphon and then click through Eli. 4 credits means that all you could really res is Adonis campaign.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that would be pretty devastating, though. Paying 6 to get in, not being able to access, and the runner's got an Adonis. You're down to 11 with nothing but a sure gamble for long-term economy. No more cards left in the max deck. So it's pretty much what you see here. Sure gamble, keyhole, which isn't doing anything, femme fatale, deja vu, and siphon. These are the tools Max has to work with.
So, just looking at the time now, I think
11 minutes left in the round, right?
Mm-hmm. Let's take a look here, because I know 3:55. So we got 12. Oh yeah, 11 minutes.
All right. Well, the big unit wises up. Clicks through the Eli this time. He's going to get 1 point. And deny the pet project to the corporation.
Well, I gotta say it's been a while since we saw someone score points here. So
Yeah,
it's
you're
a good
right.
shake.
All right, so PK finds an enigma, and now he's going to hedge fund here. If he's thinking about this, I think you would realize that this account type is going to be somewhat devastating. Although I guess you can res Eve campaign, so it's not that bad.
It's not too bad.
I mean, it is though. Is that a Sansan behind the lowest field? It is. So that's not that bad. You can go credit neutral for it against the runner at least. But still, like, you're gonna have to like find agendas and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So this Fem could get into archives past the wall of static. Also, Deja Vu could go ahead and get parasites, which would be another way to get into archives. But you really got to think, how are you getting into archives? Because you have to. The Deja Vu maybe has to be safe for Hades Shard. I'm not sure. And he's going for keyhole runs. And Enigma gets rezzed.
That's not too bad.
Nope, not too bad at all. That's going to make it so that way, you know, Siphon isn't going to do anything at all. But I don't know if it was necessary, honestly, this keyhole or this Enigma res. If I was PK, I would have definitely thought about trying to just like score off the Sansan now, rather than res this.
No, what the problem is the Sansan server is just one to get through, and then what, 5 to trash. So 6 credits is not too much for a big unit to kind of scoff at.
Now, it isn't until you realize that there's no way for him to get credits anymore. Like, yeah, he has 16 credits, and he can pay 6, but after that, like, you know, what he's going to do? Like, see, like, one keyhole run right now is going to cost him 5. And then if it's 6 to trash the Sansa, he's got 5 left, and that's it. That's the game.
Yeah.
You know, he's going to have to click for credits the rest of the way.
Well, PK definitely has done his job. Let them fire?
Let them fire, he says. All 3 Jacksons are gone. He says, let the architect go.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
You know, during Worlds, we talked about, you know, not letting architect fire and how important it is not to let that ever go, and we're going to see it just voluntarily get fired here, so.
And, you know, there's a crazy thing that you can do here. The runner only has 2 clicks left, so he can just put an agenda behind this Eli, and there's no way for the runner to get in.
Yeah.
That's some next level fast events right there. And he's going to put in the Vitruvius.
It's team fast events. Where both sides help each other fast.
Yeah, help
Advance
fast
the game.
events, right? Really? Huh. There were a lot of things he could have done there. Didn't he have a Vitruvius and Archives he could have put in?
I'm just
I don't want to look at Face Down Archive. I actually can't. No, I didn't think about it, but okay. So Archives
Archive
memory is
memories.
trash. Yeah. Well, we know where the agendas are. And he's gonna run Keel again. Is he gonna let Architect fire again?
Oh my god, if he does, then this is gonna be just one mega server. Oh god, he's gonna let it fire again.
He is gonna let it fire again.
Jesus Murphy. Bosh.
Oh. What can you do? Like,
To kind of give you an idea of the madness that's happening in this right now, the stream's finally caught up to with the Jackson part, and people are reciting the Jackson prayer inside stream.
the Jackson prayer, I haven't heard that one.
Oh. No, all hail, Jackson, thou art in heaven, hallowed by thy name. Thy recursion come, that will be done in Netrunner on earth.
Timmy, this is why you don't cut Jackson out.
And lead us not into being a runner, but deliver us from flooding. Oh god, it's too funny.
Yeah. So we are on a 6-minute clock. PK is looking good for this game, but it's going to be hard to win it in 6.
Ooh. Just trying to think of from the runner side. I mean, we only got 12 credits here. We have a deja vu and we have an account safe, and so I mean, the most the runner can do is delay the corp a little bit. But after this, no way to kind of maintain the long run here. But with 6 minutes left, it may just need just a few axes and the game's over. Looking like keeping the Fem in hand is the answer to make sure that we can get into that remote. Oh, unless there's install wall static on the archives. Yeah, I mean, if you just look purely on this turn, the corp got to install 4 cards, 2 of them which ignored install costs. And yeah, PK just put another wall static right on top of archives, so there's no way the runner is going to get into that archives. Like, she needs to be able to deja vu a Hades shard to be able to touch anything in there.
Yeah, that's pretty much the only way he can do it, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's got 12. How many clicks does he have left? I would think that his plan is maybe to do it like next turn.
Oh god. Okay, so what do you draft off the top? You draft the ABT, so
Okay.
that's something.
That is something. I'm actually surprised the runner didn't go ahead and install the Kronos project. If he installed the Kronos project over top of the other agenda that he installed this turn and scored the Kronos project, combined with the wall of static on archives and the Kronos project to remove the Hades shard, there would be basically no way for him to get into archives.
Oh my god, PK is gonna get to do the archive fire on last turn, so he might even just be able to score a Kronos project here, or even.
Yeah, he just puts in the Kronos project here, right? And like, he's pretty much locked him out.
Yeah. And if he doesn't, then I don't even know what to say anymore, because then this game is just mad goofy.
Oh yeah, this is a really goofy game. It's almost at the point where you stop installing R&D cards from Architect because you don't want to get decked. And it's a shame if we wouldn't be able to see this one finish to its conclusion, which I don't think we are.
I mean, we got 4 minutes left from what I can see. 355, right?
He installs a beta test.
I guess he wants to go for the points, which makes sense.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, if this is like the last chance he gets to score points. Sure. He does have enough credits to res the other wall of static, but the big unit's almost certainly going to go for Hades Deja Hades here, I would think. I don't know if there's enough points for him to win in Archives anymore, though.
It's Gonna kill an architect.
Yeah, sure. Why not? You can actually run this beta test here, can't you? I don't know how many agendas are out, but it's like almost all of them, and you're relying on the runner not being able to get into archives, right? He doesn't
No,
run
he
it.
didn't run it. Game's getting pretty close. I mean, if he mills another 3 cards, and I mean he's down to 8 cards, and potentially he could just get milled off from keyhole.
Yeah. Is he going for the decks here?
Maybe, but whatever is happening now, this is just so hilarious. I don't know how to classify this game. This game is, it went from runner really going at it, and then corp throwing agendas inside the archives, and now we're just seeing architect firing over and over again. Jeez. Okay, so we're gonna see another keyhole here.
For sure. Why not?
What the heck? All these free ice installs, but no red.
Let's actually give them an extra 2 minutes extension on this game because of Jason.
Yeah, I would actually. It took more than 2 minutes actually, so I'd say probably 4 or 5 minutes.
I'll say 3.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, Fire Architect again. If I'm PK, I'm starting to think about like denying, denying the Architect Fire here.
Mm-hmm.
Just to save time.
So
Maybe-
like, yeah. You go do your thing. Whatever.
Yeah,
I want
exactly.
points.
Like,
I
sure.
want points. Well, PK's getting a free credit every time this is happening. Or rather, the first
No,
time.
just the first time every
First
turn.
time, yeah. Oh my god, this is too weird.
This is really weird. One hidden card from Archives could be the Cronus Project.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, looks like it's an upgrade. Or at least one of them is an upgrade, right?
Yeah. Could have been the Sansan. But I guess in the big gun is the big unit. What he's thinking is that at least guarantee that he sees 4 points inside the bin, so he can then deja vu install Hades.
Yeah. But so he's down to 9 now, right? Like 9 credits left, so he can Deja Hades now.
Nope, he's gonna run.
Okay,
Break.
so he can run, I guess, one more time doing this, and then next turn still be able to credit Deja Hades. If he runs a third time, he won't be able to do it.
This is so awesome.
What is he gonna do? Res another Architect now?
Let's see. We'll see.
Okay,
Res
Eli.
Eli.
That'll keep him out. I'm sure he's done now, right?
Well, let's see. He could pay 4 on
Login
that.
rejected.
I guess
Yeah,
he's
he's-
checking
Is he gonna go Deja Hades now?
Oh, that's an agenda, then that's no good. What is it? What is it? Santan. Okay, as I expected. What is the other card we're gonna see? Ooh, flip it over.
Flip it over. It's just a
Good
dots
Adonis.
campaign. Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I think PK's goal in this whole thing was just to, like, I feel as if he was just trying to just stall out as long as he can. Like, I don't even feel like he's trying to score.
Maybe not.
Just try to push his luck, see how far he could go.
Alright, so if he takes 3 credits here, I guess, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, he can install and take credits. Sure, that works
Definitely
too.
do that. Oh man.
Now he could go for the Hades Shark now, but he wouldn't be able to steal any PDs.
There we go.
Yep, here it is. Deja Vu Hades Shard, right? No, no!
Oh no! What the?
Is he just trying to deck him? That's not going to work if you're going to time, will it?
Oh, Jesus, why? Oh, wow, okay. PK wins this game. That's all I gotta say. Unless by some miracle he screws up.
Goes ahead and reses Adonis campaign.
Mm-hmm. Sees a toll booth on top of RT.
It's almost not happening here, is it?
No, it definitely is not happening here.
Okay, there is an agenda in play, right? Wow, he's not going to go to score it.
I mean, next turn he'll just biotic out the Vitruvius.
Why do you need a biotic? Doesn't he have an agenda behind that Eli?
I don't know what he has. I haven't been able to look. Oh my gosh, these ice pistons.
Yeah, the Enigma is down now. And that's time.
I mean, I don't think the big unit can score here at all.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Alright, well,
Login
okay, let's see what he
rejected.
can do here.
Yeah, what can he do here? What happened to the Hades Shard?
He didn't deja vu Haysha, he deja vu for 2 parasites.
Oh yeah, that's what happened.
That's what happened. So that plan didn't work.
Well, it would have worked better than this, right?
Yeah, I don't know. This is a mistake in general, but you know, he's Netrunner.
All right, so he's going for a count siphon here.
Cool.
PK on 6 credits, so he could res Sansan here.
Yeah, I would rest Sansan here, because then you guarantee a score, right?
Oh, he's not. He's gonna let Architect fire. All right, so all you have to do here as PK is to get the timed win. Just dump all of your agendas that are in play into the bin. If he's got an agenda behind this Eli, big unit could get in. He could click through. So all you have to do is install, assets and upgrades over all your agendas, put them in archives, and you're safe.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so it looks like B-Blum took 3 points from Kiv. B-Blum, Kiv, the other big names one going off this round. B-Blum got a timed win and a win, so that's probably going to put him on top this for the standings. If not, maybe 1 point behind.
He's 1 point behind to Jagger Roxers.
Oh, interesting. Okay, well maybe we'll watch them next round. I'd like to see that.
Sure, yeah.
Ben, I think, is playing his not textbook, his signature bootcamp Glacier deck, Blue Sun, and Kaleem Shakate alongside it. I'm not actually sure. I'm not familiar with his opponent, but we'll check it out. That's working on the assumption that they actually play. I'm not 100% sure about that.
Jagger Roxers being Justin Novacek from Greensboro, North Carolina.
What's he playing today?
I'll tell you, he will be playing RP and Leela.
RP and Leela versus Blue Sun and Kate, if that is the match that goes down. And I'm not sure that it is. We still have a few things left to report, and they may have even already played each other. There was a split, obviously, between Ben and somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Ben, for you, those of you who don't know, maybe not a well-known player to those of you who are not familiar with the online world. He hasn't really made any major tournament wins in real life, but he's a player from Pittsburgh, and he was the champion of the second StimHack League. Managed to take it down with an IT department deck in a format with no time limits, if you can believe that.
A format with no time limits. So yeah, definitely that's going to happen.
For that one, we were playing round robin. There was only 3 matches, so.
Oh my god. Ben is so notorious for wanting to make that deck work.
All right, so what's going on over here? The big unit's got 2 clicks left.
Yeah.
It's res time.
Oh, it's rest time, all right.
PK goes down to 1 credit.
Yeah.
Login rejected.
Might as well just siphon. Just take the dollar.
Yeah, right?
It's just like, just the spiteful dollar. It's like, it's my dollar. You don't get it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see why not. I'm going to go ahead and report this game as a time win. I don't see any way that, that this can go any other way. PeekaySK will be, he won the first one, right?
Yep. I think that was the feature perfect scenarios. Whew. Such a strange set. Bunch of people in chat are just saying their brain exploded from this game.
Yeah, really?
I've never seen such comments from Netrunner ever. It's ridiculous.
Oh, wow. All right. Well, that was an interesting one. I'm over here doing some final submissions. Corrigan, Aureus, 3-1 over Corrigan.
Login rejected.
Alright, what's PK gonna even try to do here?
It doesn't really matter. This is the last turn.
Yeah, seriously.
All right. All right. So we'll be back for round 4. Is it or 5? I guess that'd be round.
We'll be back for round 5. I think we're in round 5 now, aren't we?
Yeah, we should be going in there pretty soon. Assume about 10 minutes for us to get everything together.
Cool. Well, guys, we'll be back in 10 minutes. When we come back, we'll be having Jason Flanzer, hopefully not flickering power this time, with Chase. Let's go.